Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market, on the background stories, on what's going on in the world of football. And so let's jump into a new video, because guys, today we have to talk about William Estêvão and the secret clause, but also something on Manchester United, something to mention on Baleba, something to mention on Rasmus Højlund, something to mention on Paris Saint-Germain. Let's jump into it. And here we are, guys, always to keep you updated every single day. And today, guys, I wanted to start from Paris Saint-Germain, because in the recent hours, I can confirm to you that Paris Saint-Germain are really not happy with the situation they are experiencing with the French Federation, with the French national team staff. Basically, what's going on is that both Désiré Doué and Ousmane Dembélé suffered injuries with the national team, but in both cases, especially in the case of Ousmane Dembélé, Paris Saint-Germain staff already told France about the risk of using the player in these games with the national team, because Dembélé was not already in the best conditions a few days ago when he played his last game in August for Paris Saint-Germain. So now to see both players subbed off with injuries and both of them leaving the national team camp with injuries, well, I can guarantee that Paris Saint-Germain are really not happy at all, really furious with the situation. In 25 days, Paris Saint-Germain will play Barcelona in Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain already at the end of the market, for example, were not very happy with Juventus, with what happened with the situation of Randal Colomoni, but that was a negotiation. Juventus have their reasons and PSG have their reasons, but in this case, for Dembélé and Désiré Doué, really tense situation around these two injuries. It's a muscle injury for Ousmane Dembélé with tests needed. Same will happen in terms of test and medical examination also for Désiré Doué. In this case is a calf injury. So for Paris Saint-Germain, problems to consider ahead of the next weeks and of the next games in this first part of the new season. Who is doing very well in this first part of the new season is William Estêvão. William Estêvão, who is shining for Brazil, first goal with the Seleção over the last few days, and then also started very well with Chelsea in Premier League with assist, man of the match, shining and showing his quality. Well, I can reveal to you that in the potential 65 million euros package that Chelsea will pay in the future to Palmeiras is not guaranteed money. Chelsea hope that will be, because Chelsea paid a fixed fee around 35-36 million euros, plus many add-ons, based on performances, based on starting games at Chelsea, based on being an important player at Chelsea. So there is a big structure of add-ons in this deal. So it's not guaranteed 65, 67, but Chelsea hope that those bonuses will be triggered, because it means that Estêvão is doing fantastic at Chelsea. Well, in that package worth totally around 65 million euros, there is also a clause for Palmeiras to receive money in case William Estêvão wins the Ballon d'Or. That clause was wanted by Palmeiras and was accepted by Chelsea, because Chelsea and Palmeiras both really trust the qualities and the skills of William Estêvão. He started very well. He's a big talent, obviously. From that to win the Ballon d'Or, there is still a long way to go. This is just the beginning of the career of William Estêvão, and so it will take some time before understanding if Estêvão will really be able to reach that level or not. But the start is very promising. The start is very good. Then again, the Ballon d'Or conversation is for a completely different level in this moment, but it's showing how there was confidence in the boy already when the deal was signed. I remember that this deal was signed in 2024, in June 2024, again the package of 65, the Ballon d'Or clause, all the bonuses. So it was already 1 year ago, even before starting his chapter in Europe, and the confidence was that high that they included the Ballon d'Or clause. So this is a special bonus. It's going to be a bonus for the player and the bonus for Palmeiras. Also in this case, obviously, Chelsea hope that this bonus will be triggered, because it means that the level in the future of William Estêvão is that high. But at the moment, it's just a background story I wanted to tell you, as many people is appreciating what Estêvão is doing in the recent weeks, at the beginning of this new chapter for his career at Chelsea, and also with the Seleção under Carlo Ancelotti. And then, guys, I wanted to focus on Manchester United, because I keep receiving many questions on Carlos Baleba, and I'm not surprised that Manchester United decided not to invest money on any other midfielder in the summer transfer window. I'm not surprised, because I always told you here in the channel that my feeling is that Manchester United will keep their interest alive in 2026 for Carlos Baleba. They tried for Baleba in the summer transfer window this year. They tried, but from Brighton was a very clear no. They didn't want to sell the player. They didn't even want to indicate a price. So Man United at some point at the beginning of August were talking to Brighton and to the agents of the player. The player was keen on the move. But talking to Brighton, the approach was something like, okay, do you have a number? So we can think how to reach that number to try to get Carlos Baleba. But the answer from Brighton was no number, no price tag, nothing. We want to keep the player. And so it was impossible to proceed for Baleba. But I can tell you that for 2026, the idea of Manchester United remains Carlos Baleba. So I'm sure that he will not be cut off the list of Manchester United for 2026. They were very happy with the enthusiasm of the player in opening the doors to Manchester United, even without Champions League football, even without European football. Baleba was very open to joining Man United, and the club really appreciated that. For Ruben Amorim, he is considered the perfect midfielder. I told you several times how Ruben Amorim wants intensity in midfield, and Carlos Baleba is seen as the perfect player for the next step of the project. Then obviously we have to see how it will continue between Man United and Ruben Amorim, but the idea is to keep the name of Carlos Baleba very high on the list, because it's a name approved by the coach, it's a name approved by the recruitment team, it's a name approved by the management, so they all want Baleba. It was not possible this summer, but Man United, instead of spending maybe 30, 40, 50, 60 millions on another midfielder that maybe they don't trust 100%, or maybe was not available on the market, because sometimes in the market is also like this. You want to cover a position, but there is no player for that position, and so maybe it's better to save your money and spend in 6 months, in 12 months, or whatever. So the idea of Manchester United remains to keep close eye to the situation of Carlos Baleba, also for 2026, as they are very, very interested in the player, and they really appreciated how he was behaving during the negotiation, again, with Manchester United. Then guys, just to close on Manchester United, I wanted to mention something on Rasmus Højlund, to clarify the numbers of the Rasmus Højlund deal, as in the confusion of the final days, maybe that was not clear about the Danish striker who joined Napoli from Manchester United. Well, Manchester United received 6 million euros paid immediately, plus the coverage of the salary of Rasmus Højlund for this season. So Man United are not paying the salary of the player this season, and Man United are receiving 6 million euros as a loan fee, which is good business for them. Napoli are very happy because they get a top striker, but they will have a buy option clause 44 million euros, so the potential package is 50 million euros for Rasmus Højlund. This buy option clause can become mandatory based on Napoli qualifying to the next Champions League edition, so basically get in the top 4 of the Serie A this season, and then on the appearances of the player. So there is a number of appearances that has to be guaranteed in order for Napoli to trigger the buy obligation for Rasmus Højlund. Man United are quite confident about that, because the player also wants to move on a permanent transfer, not a loan. And so these are the numbers. Let me know, guys, what do you think about it? And as always, guys, thank you for being here. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, send in your comments on Estêvão and Ballon d'Or, on Baleba and Man United, on Rasmus Højlund and Napoli, on Paris Saint-Germain, Furious with Friends. I wait for your opinion, guys. Here as always, also like this video and be part of this family. Ciao!